1 week later, the capital city of Finestinor, heart of the Great Rok Empire, thrummed with unprecedented energy. Parents' visiting day at the Colosseum Academy had transformed the prestigious institution into a showcase of nobility and power. The 7 great families of the empire had arrived in full splendor, their banners flying high as all eyes students and dignitaries alike fixed upon the final ranking matches. Tournament finalists, final examination rankings. First year division, melee weapons. Theodore versus Bianca. First year division, firearms. Grunoy versus Sinclair. Third year division, Dolores. Fakir stood before the announcement board, his gaze lingering on Sinclair's name. Her words from days past echoed in his mind, the apology for her earlier behavior, and then that question that had caught him so off guard. You said you wouldn't accept my confession right now. So after you achieve your goals, will you have time for me then? He had been genuinely shocked. After accomplishing everything he needed to do, he'd never considered what came next, never thought about moments like these. The goal I'm pursuing is distant and arduous, he'd told her carefully. But if I achieve what I must, perhaps then I'll have some time. Sinclair had turned away, her voice steady despite the emotion beneath. Even if you reject my feelings, they belong to my heart alone. And even if you ask me not to wait, I will wait anyway. Sinclair, Fakir had said softly, don't abandon what you've built until now. None of it was meaningless or worthless. She'd smiled then, thank you. I needed to hear that. Fakir shook himself from the memory, refocusing on the present. So she's decided to pursue victory in the championship before I leave. How fitting. His own time was running short as well. 6 months. That's all he had. The hero memoirs he'd studied accounts from Academy graduates across the centuries all mentioned the same catastrophic event with grim unanimity, the Colosseum tragedy. A demonic incursion that became one of the greatest disasters before the Age of Destruction. The day the world was forced to remember, once again, the true horror demons could unleash. And it happens here, soon. After he finished what needed doing at the Academy, specific destinations awaited him. Preparations for the Age of Destruction couldn't wait. First among them, Novel Vac, the worst prison in existence, a place that had earned its reputation as the throne of trials and tribulations. That's where I must go next. The arena beckons. The match supervisor's voice boomed across the grounds through enchanted amplification. Ladies and gentlemen, honored parents and guardians, prepare yourselves for the final examination matches of each year. The time has come. Our first match, first year melee division, Theodore versus Bianca. A harsh voice cut through the crowd. Theodore, you will win at any cost. If you're defeated, don't bother coming home. Another man, face red with anger, bellowed in response. Listen to him bark. Bianca, teach that worthless family a lesson they won't forget. Down in the arena preparation area, Theodore grimaced. Sorry, Bianca. I have to crush you out there. My father's watching. Bianca's eyes narrowed. And you think I'll go easy on you? Wait, did I hear that right? You've been going easy on me? Theodore's indignation was immediate. Your rank was lower than mine. That's exactly what I mean, Bianca replied coolly. I held back so I wouldn't have to listen to your constant whining. Whining. Look who's talking. Elsewhere in the preparation halls, Grunoy stood with arms crossed, radiating confidence. I will claim first place. I won't surrender it to anyone, not the top rank, not my position on the student council. You have no objections to that, I presume? What do you think of my words? He thought smugly, studying Sinclair. You're clearly no competition for me. You're still so childish, Sinclair said simply. What? I said you're childish. In the Academy gardens, the student council president sat alone on a stone bench, worry creasing her brow. What should I say to Sinclair after what happened? She's been avoiding me ever since. How can I possibly fix this? Through the garden path, Fakir approached. The president's eyes lit up with sudden hope. That's right, Sinclair has grown close to Fakir recently. Maybe he could help me. I know it's a presumptuous request, but I have to try. Daddy Fakir. A small girl burst through the hedges at full sprint, launching herself into Fakir's arms with complete abandon. I missed you so much. Fakir barely managed to catch her, his face a mask of shock. Pomeranian? The garden fell silent. Then the whispers began. Did she just say, Daddy? Look at her face. She looks just like him. Isn't that Fakir? First-year student? Fakir's eyes went wide as he registered the growing crowd. Without another word, he bolted, the girl still in his arms. Behind him, a married couple exchanged scandalized looks. First year, he's barely more than a child himself. And he has a daughter? The student council president stood frozen, hand over her mouth. Did she really say, father? Fakir finally stopped in a secluded courtyard, breathing hard. This place should be safe. No one around. That was amazing. The little girl squealed, practically vibrating with excitement. So fast, so fun. Uncle, do it again. Again. Fakir carefully set her down. Pomeranian, please don't make that joke again. Your uncle just had his reputation completely destroyed. Her face crumpled adorably. Is Uncle angry with me? I'm sorry. No, I'm not angry. He placed a gentle hand on her head. But tell me, why are you wandering around alone? I heard you came with my brother. Where's Hugo now? Oh, Uncle went to get our entry bracelets. I was supposed to wait and play hide and seek with my other uncles, but... She beamed up at him. I missed you too much, so I snuck away. Fakir's eye twitched as he imagined the scene. Hugo must be going absolutely insane right now. If he realizes she's lost in a place this massive, there'll be complete chaos. How do you lose a child playing hide and seek? Come on, he sighed. Let's get you back to your eldest uncle before... He froze mid-sentence. Uncle? What's wrong? Someone just appeared behind me. A raspy voice spoke from nowhere. Thirsty. His breath caught. No, it can't be. The elderly woman before him should not exist. Not here. Not now. Nabokov Kaphides I, Pope of the Rune Doctrine, matriarch of the Kaphides family. A figure who had lived for 200 years, spanning from the age of the Warring Kingdoms through the unification and into the present day. The oldest of all saints, one of the last practitioners of the classical school. A living legend. But she was supposed to be dead. In Fakir's original timeline, she had already perished by now, assassinated by poison, killed by someone within her own circle, someone driven by greed and the lust for power. He'd only ever seen her as a faded image in history books. The timeline has changed. Did I cause this? If she's alive, if her power can be preserved for the future, the implications were staggering. Her strength could be crucial for humanity's survival in the age of destruction. Smack. The old woman's hand connected sharply with the back of his head. All I want is water, you arrogant boy. Stop staring and help me. Fakir rubbed his head, thoughts racing. The saint was right. She's not in her full mental capacity right now. But then, what was that feeling just now? That presence I sensed? Grandma! Stop hitting my uncle. Pomeranian rushed forward protectively. Fakir, your holiness. They all turned to see Dolores, the student council president, running toward them, slightly out of breath. She skidded to a halt, taking in the bizarre scene. You are both here? Dolores looked between them in confusion, then addressed the old woman with formal respect. Your holiness, where is Lord Pietro? Did he leave you alone? Don't know where that old fool went, the ancient saint grumbled. Give me water. Water? You're thirsty? Dolores asked gently. Fakir pointed toward the nearby fountain. The drinking well is just over there. I'll get you some. Use this! The ladle had a massive hole in the bottom. Your holiness, there's a huge hole. Even if I fill it, the water will just pour right through. Without warning, dropped it into the well. It sank quickly toward the bottom. There, she said with satisfaction. Now, it won't leak. They stared at her. What is natural is optimal, the saint continued, as if explaining something obvious. If the earth is cracked or pierced, it's better to leave it as it is. When you place something broken into something greater, something that can contain it, the leaking stops. The gaps are filled. She reached out and placed a weathered hand against Dolores' cheek, her rheumy eyes suddenly sharp and focused. Don't try to forcibly seal the gaps in your life, child. Natural containment is always the better solution. Let things settle where they belong. Dolores stood speechless, something profound stirring in the saint's words. Fakir, meanwhile, had produced his own ladle and was examining it thoughtfully. With all due respect, your holiness, this approach means we still can't drink. He held up the ladle, and with a subtle gesture, thin strands of web materialized across the whole spider silk, woven tight enough to hold water. He filled it from the fountain. If you're thirsty and water is available, you should find a way to make use of what you have. He offered the filled ladle to the saint. Pomeranian's eyes went wide. Wow, Uncle did a magic trick. The old woman studied Fakir with an unreadable expression. Saint Pope, an elderly man in formal robes, came running up, wheezing. There you are! My heart nearly stopped when you vanished. Lord Petros. Dolores acknowledged him with a slight bow. Fortunately, she was with you and the student council president. Petros gasped, clutching his chest. If something had happened... The saint turned to leave, pausing to look back at Fakir one last time. So, it can be done differently after all. No matter the difficulties you face, you insist on finding your own solution. That is your will, the path you've chosen, the way you've decided to live. Come along, old man. Yes, Your Holiness. As they departed, she glanced over her shoulder. Thank you, boy. Now I can depart with peace of mind. The three remaining watched them leave in bewildered silence. Dolores cleared her throat. His Holiness isn't quite herself these days. Don't take her words too seriously. Fakir sipped from the ladle thoughtfully. On the contrary, I don't think she's ever been more clear. Dolores fidgeted. Speaking of clarity, Fakir, I heard something earlier. Is it true? Is this little girl actually your daughter? Fakir promptly choked, spraying water everywhere. Are you all right? Dolores stepped forward in concern. Pomeranian looked equally worried. She's Fakir coughed violently. She's not my daughter. She's my acquaintance's little sister. Her joke just caused some significant misunderstandings. Oh! Dolores laughed with relief, though her cheeks colored slightly. Yes, I thought it seemed unlikely. I was just curious. Nothing more. Thank goodness she's not his daughter, Dolores thought, then caught herself. Did you come looking for me specifically? Fakir asked, recovering his composure. Ah, right. Actually, I wanted to ask you for a favor. You see, attention! The final winner of the ranking championship preliminary rounds has been determined. We now move to the most important event of the day, the third-year division finals, to determine the top student of the graduating class. All participating students report to the main arena immediately. Dolores' eyes went wide. Oh no, it's time. Fakir, I'm sorry, I'll explain later. I have to go. I was planning to watch anyway, Fakir called after her. Let's go together. Really, thank you. They hurried toward the arena together. So, this is the famous Colosseum Academy. Now, where is that scoundrel? To be continued.